All right. So our next guest is Wali Waiters. He's going to give a lead in. He's going to set the stage on fire before we bring in the cosmic twins. What would you say? What would you say about Wali Waiters? You've known him. Jody, by the way, is in production, acting, television, commercials, and she's known Wali for a long time. What would you say? How would describe Wali Waiters?
Well, first of all, you're going to see he has this outstanding voice and this amazing charisma and this effervescent life. Yes, hi.
Hi, Jody. How you doing?
Doing fantastic.
You guys are doing a magnificent job. So you're keeping that energy up, the enthusiasm, Johnny. This is awesome.
Now, well, this is quite a compliment coming from an executive producer of Larry King Live and Lou Guest. Yes, and where are your trophies? He has all these trophies behind him in his office, and you have been doing television your whole life since you graduated with Adam Bricker from. Wait, what school did you, Adam and Jody, go to? What's the color again? What is that school? Oh, that's it.
Orange and blue, baby, all day.
All of them. I am surrounded by Gators. Wally, tell us about your vision. Tell us about why you have committed to the Global Vision Conference and supporting all of us, all these visionaries.
Well, for me, it's all about vision. And I tell people a story when I was younger. I knew what I wanted to do from the age of 15. It was a vision. My mother sat me down. She said, Barbara, my mother. She sat me down and said, okay. I was a little bit rambunctious, playing football, doing all. Said, what do you want to do with your life? I said, well, I don't know. I'm a good speaker. I could be a doctor, a lawyer. I could do whatever. But I said, what about, I always was fascinated by television, I can tell you. From the time I was little, I would watch the anchors on TV and mimic them. I had one of those little rectangular tape recorders and microphone. I said, hello, this is Wali Waiters at 5, blah, blah, whatever it was. And so I'm telling you, so when my mom sat me down, I made a decision, and it took me a minute. I was in a journalism school. I went to, actually came back from UF. I went to play football in California, came back home. I went to Miami-Dade South, joined the radio station over there. And I went back to UF because I was all over the map. And I got involved in the journalism college. And I auditioned. I did TV news, sports, and I did a radio station for Rock 104. Rock 104 North Florida is home of the best rock and roll at home, at work, in your car. You listen to good rock and roll, it's called rock. Always that voice. And so I always knew that I had a voice. And I started speaking at a very young age. And at the age of 15 at national conferences, and realized that I had a gift at it. People were like crying and stuff. I'm like, oh man, this is working good. So why am I a part of this? Because I believe that for such a time as this, we have to be ready for what's happening next. And there's a scripture that says, for lack of vision, the people perish. And we need to have a vision of the future. Not the funny thing is like, if you don't have a vision for the future, you're living in a predictable past. And a lot of people just running tapes over and over again in their mind about, oh, this happened to me 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I'm like stuck and I'm a victim. I tell people, create your vision. And it starts with here, you guys. Everything that we see around us, I'm in Brand Star in the conference room. All this stuff around us started with someone just having an imagination and creating a vision. And lately I'm talking to people and they're telling me, oh my gosh, they're stuck on the same repeat tape going over and over, man. Oh, this happened 3 years ago with this guy. It happened with this guy. I'm telling my friend, I'm like, listen, wake the bleep up because you're stuck in the past. And also you guys, a couple of years ago, I did a TED Talk in Ecuador, and I was talking about the hurricane, about rising above the circumstances that we see. Because what happens? People get paralyzed. I remember this. You remember the hurricane in South Florida? I mean, people were buying water jugs, this, that, fleeing the state because a deadly storm approaches. And I said to myself, I got caught up in the mix. I'm not going to lie, Johnny and Jody. I got caught up in the mix. Next thing you know, Wally's running to Publix to buy water and everything. I said, what the heck am I doing? What am I doing? I'm becoming a part of the pack rat mentality. I'm going with everybody. I'm following everybody else. And I said, I got to get the heck out of this. And so what happened, I finally woke up and I said, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying home. I'm not afraid. Because the news was pumping it up. Deadly storm approaches. People dying in this one island. They're showing all these videos and people are freaking out. So I did my speech when I was in Ecuador. I talked about if we're going to be conscious leaders, that we have to rise above the circumstances, rise above it. Someone can there's turbulence happening, like an airplane going up, and you can see clearly. Because if you can't see clearly as a conscious leader and lead people out of it, you're stuck in the same trap. And I see the same thing happening today. So why do I bring this up? Because we're not afraid to talk about the big pink elephant in the room, coronavirus. But my television, I'm sitting there on my butt watching CNN all day long, Fox News, MSNBC. What would you focus on expands? We talked about this, Johnny. So what does that perpetuate? Fear, uncertainty, doubt, worry. Oh my gosh, lions and tigers and bears.
Oh my.
Exactly. So my point is, we have to have a vision to see clearly to get through this together. And this is why, Johnny, why am I part of this? This global movement is changing lives one person at a time. And I believe that we have a platform to do just that. Lost hold of the vision. There's some of you out there right now that your vision is gone. You feel like you're down and out. Nothing's happened. You lost your job. You're sitting in your apartment. You're eating bonbons, watching Netflix, drinking at 9 o'clock in the morning. How do I know this? Because I know this shit's happening because I know that people are doing this, okay? And you're miserable. I'm going to tell you, get up, stand up, and move forward. Whatever your vision is, it's not too late. And so to answer Jody's question is that it's one of those things that for me, and I'm a very positive person, but last year I sort of isolated myself. When you get in that dark place, you don't want to talk to anybody. You want to share anybody. Why didn't you share what's going on? I said, I didn't want to. But when I came out of it, it was the most glorious thing. And so that's why I could experience. I walked through the valley. Mm-hmm. I've been in the darkness. And I have come back because I never took my eyes off the prize. So you got to stay focused. I know you're sitting out there right now. If you're watching this and you're thinking to myself, well, I hear you, Wally, but there's nothing positive going on in my life right now. I have to carry the weight on my back. I'm telling you, take it and cast it away. Take the weight off your back. That's some self-imposed that you did yourself. I'm going to tell you, make better choices and better decisions. My point is, even when I was working at home, I would shower, put on my suit, and get ready to rock and roll because at the end of the day, I got to keep my mindset on straight. And I've had the most productive month I've had since I've been at Brandstar. And it was absolutely amazing because even during a pandemic, my focus, my energy, my flow was there. And back to what you said, Johnny, when I called you that night, I called him in the middle of the night, Jody. I called him up and I figured if I'm up, he shouldn't be able to sleep either. So I called him up and I began to prophesy with him because a couple of weeks before that, after the first one, I said, Johnny, we need to be prayed up. We need to have a support team of people working with us because this is such a huge undertaking. And I told Johnny, I said, Johnny, this is already done already. It's not anything else. This is done. It's finished. And it's like, I speak as if it's already done. Yeah. When I saw this in a completed state, I realized, and I prophesied to Johnny, I told Johnny, this is much bigger than you and I ever imagined. Mm-hmm. Here we are, right here, right now.
Here we are. Here we are. And now, when you did prophesy, you hadn't even heard the song of, Stand Together that the Cosmic Twins wrote and sang. And I remember they're coming on next. The first time I played it for you, you're like, this is all orchestrated. This is happening.
It's like divinely appointed. Started years ago when you met their father.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that? That's
I
like
do.
At the Vision Conference, I was sharing how one person I met in college led me. I wouldn't be here if it was that person, Adam Brickett, I met in college. I wouldn't have been on that stage back in January. And my point is, because of that, for their father, here they are today, the Cosmic Twins. I talked to Alec and his brother, and they were on fire. These guys are inspired. And they're like so excited. I said, when are we coming on? They're like, but I tell you, when I heard that song, Johnny, I was like, my goodness, this is freaking amazing. It's anointed and appointed for such a time as this and for such an event as this. Sure. These guys are on fire. And I can't wait to hear them play.
Wally, I know you're at the studio. You're busy. You're moving. But we're going to call you back. We're going to call you back throughout the day.
By the way, the Green Room concert was awesome. I was sitting there chit-chatting.
That's Victor Choi.
It's a great.
That's Victor, our director.
Man, brother, you're the man, Victor.
You're the man, Victor. Yes. Talk about Jody.
Jody, She hasn't changed a bit. She's absolutely as beautiful as she was. I think I met you with Rohan maybe 10, 15 years ago. Still has the same glowing. And when I remember she was a Florida Gator, I was like, that's what's up. She was doing a video spokesperson when I met her years ago.
Yes, yes.
Still got it going on. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You light up a room, by the way, young lady. She steps in the room. It's like ching, 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 ching. It's like I got to put on my sunglasses. I'll wear them later on today to sort of blind it. But keep your light, keep your fire going, Jody. Your vision is powerful, because I've heard it, and the things you're doing that I've been following on Facebook, so forth. Fantastic. Keep changing lives.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is all about. One light at a time. Anyways, you guys, I am inspired, and I am just blessed to be here today. I'm so happy that this has happened, Johnny. This has happened, brother.
Yep. No doubt.
Goosebumps, man.
No doubt. We got this. We got this.